Hello, my beautiful babies, and today on the show, we're talking about Alan Moore's crazy supernatural fiction novel, Jerusalem.
It's the book report that nobody asked for.
I read it, so you don't have to!
Hey! Oh God, what? You scared me.
Hey, this is it. This is our chance to bust out while Comic Book Girl is distracted talking about that stupid book.
More like Jerusalem.
Yeah. Look, I've done the math, and our only chance out of this mess is to try contacting a higher force. We gotta dig through troll space and find the Elder Troll, and he can tell us how to break this curse.
The Elder Troll? That's just a myth, babe. I'm an atheist, alright?
Look, shut up. I'm the brains of this operation, and I say that the only way out is in. So shut up and start digging and do something useful for once in your life.
Okay, God, do it.
Just do it.
So I finally read Jerusalem this year. I bought it in 2016 when it came out, and it's been collecting dust on my shelf for 5 years.
Why did you wait so long to read it?
Well, first of all, just look at this thing, all right? It's huge, it's big, it's so big. It's unwieldy, it's heavy as fuck. It's got 600,000 words in it. It's longer than the Bible, over 1,200 pages. So yeah, and I know that anything written by Alan Moore is a huge fucking commitment, and I just wasn't ready, but I was finally ready this year.
Just hearing how long it is makes me tired.
Yeah, well, it's tiring. And I'm a masochist, and I read the whole thing. But you know what? I had a great time. And I was mainly just curious because Alan Moore is one of my favorite writers. He's such an amazing comic book writer, and he's retired as of 2019, and he's left this long legacy in his wake, and I just wanted to see what this wizard was up to.
So what comics did Alan Moore write? I wouldn't know, I'm just a cat. I don't read.
Alan Moore wrote Watchmen, V for Vendetta, Batman the Killing Joke, From Hell, Lost Girls, Promethea, Miracle Man, Top 10, Tom Strong, The Ballad of Halo Jones, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, as well as a legendary run on Swamp Thing, and worked on Superman, Green Lantern, Captain Britain, Spawn, Green Arrow, Wildcats, Vampirella, and more.
Oh wow, yeah, that sounds like a lot, yeah.
It is. And even though he's done with comics, he's still bursting with fiction. Alan Moore has recently signed a 6-figure deal with Bloomsbury for 2 different projects, one being a short story collection, and 2 being a 5-volume fantasy series that will move from the shell-shocked and unraveled London of 1949 to a version of London just beyond our knowledge, encompassing murder, magic, and madness.
Huh. You gonna read those too?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, probably the short story collection because I love short stories. You get in, you get out, it's quick, it's easy. As far as the 5-volume fantasy series, we'll see, okay? Because, like I said, reading anything Alan Moore is such a commitment, and I'm just intimidated after reading Jerusalem. Like, I don't know if I can handle it.
Is Jerusalem Alan Moore's first novel?
Jerusalem is his first novel in 20 years. His first novel being Voice of Fire, which I haven't read.
Okay, well tell us about Jerusalem already. What's the deal?
What's the deal, Beans? I don't even know where to begin, okay? We've got Victorian hobo ghost sex. We've got an astral woolly mammoth, an extra-dimensional demonic flight, psychedelic fairy fungi, treatises on the economic history of Britain, talking statues and murals, a mischievous gang of dead kids, a monk traveling from the Holy Land on a sacred mission, ethereal black holes destroying a neighborhood, the dark origin story of the hymn Amazing Grace, and a journey to the end of time with a naked ghost baby riding on her naked ghost grandpa's shoulders.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's called A Vernal's Inquest, and these two travel without moving through the astral realm to a time so distant that the Milky Way has collided with Andromeda, that demons have gotten their old jobs as angels back, because just, it's been so long, God's forgiven them.
Oh, geez, Mom. This is too much.
It's so much.
Can you, tell us what it's about in a nutshell, then?
Yes, I can tell you. Jerusalem 1 revolves around Michael Warren's industrial accident that triggers his memories of the afterlife when he had died for like a few minutes after choking on a cough drop as a child. Also, number 2, it talks about those adventures in the afterlife. He's hanging out with this group of kids called the Dead Gang. They take him on an extensive tour of the place, and they introduce him to this dark, corrosive force centered in his neighborhood called the Destructor. And 3, his sister Alma's art exhibition, which is based on his memories of his exploits in the afterlife, which is supposed to save their neighborhood, the Burrows, from the effects of this Destructor. But mainly, the book is about the Burrows of Northampton, which is this poverty-stricken neighborhood within the city, which is also Alan Moore's birthplace and hometown. And he still lives there.
Well, that doesn't sound that complicated.
It gets complicated, okay? There's over 100 characters. You have characters alive, dead, on the material plane, on the spiritual plane. They're intersecting over a span of 1,000 years, over 1,200 pages. Okay, so just keep a list of characters. Trust me, for reference, it's really helpful. Write their names down, a short description, because sometimes you don't see them again for 1,000 pages.
You got any other advice for people attempting to read this book?
Yeah, just don't do it. I'm just kidding. Totally, it's fine. You can read it.
Don't worry, Mom, no one's gonna read it.
But before you fuck around and try to read this book, you need to know that you are going to be assaulted with descriptions. I mean, absolute torrents of words. And get ready for tedious walking tours of the Burrows. You're gonna be taking a left on Sheep Street. You're gonna be going down Silver Street. You're gonna be taking a right there. There's gonna be some church with a door on it that's like really high up and everyone's like, what the fuck is it doing up there? You're going to come in contact with a pile of dog shit on the sidewalk being described by several different characters over several different chapters, and it's just totally droning and mundane. But then, boom, Alan's gonna come out of left field and he's gonna just fucking rock your world with some crazy shit that you didn't even see coming because you were so fucking bored. And you're gonna be like, I don't even know what just happened. Like, what just happened to me? And that's what makes it worthwhile and kind of keeps you going.
Well, can you give us an example?
Yes, I can. There's a chapter called Rough Sleepers. We're going around town with a man named Freddie Allen. He seems to be a hobo. He's living outside. He's visiting different people. He's going up and down different streets. And as the chapter goes on, you begin to realize that he's not a living person. He's a ghost. And then he ends up going to have ghost sex with this other lady who like they met in their lives, and they have this like replay the same tryst that they had. And like all the dialogue like between them is the same dialogue they had when like they were alive, but now it has all these double entendres and is even more relevant in this moment that they're having. It's like this weird purgatorial rerun. Does this make any sense?
Not really. So Helen wrote some porno stuff into this? This is a porn book?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of sex in this book. There's a few, various scenes, but the main pornography is in this chapter called Round the Bend, and I'm just so grateful for it because if it hadn't have been in there, I wouldn't have been able to finish the chapter. Round the Bend almost broke me, and most people totally give up on this chapter.
Well, what's up with Round the Bend? Why is it hard to read?
Well, it's written in the style of James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, which I haven't read, where all of the words are playfully misspelled, like phonetically with this English accent. It's really hard to explain, so I'm just gonna have to show you. So check out this sentence. I'm gonna translate it. Her excitingly grabby or grubby rural lover cups one of her buttocks in his leathery palm, a solitary moistened digit working its way up her to the knuckle while he plows her furrow. Her gently.
What the fuck, Mom? That's totally crazy. Jeez.
It is, Beans, and there's 48 fucking pages of it, and it's interesting to note that this isn't the first time that Alan's brought up a man putting a finger up a woman's while he's f***ing her, okay? So just keep that in mind. That's a really interesting little fun fact about Alan. He's into that. That's fine, I get it. Most people do give up on this chapter. It's better listened to as an audiobook, but there is a good Cyber Samaritan who did a translation of it online by the name of Obi-Wan Spicoli. And I do want to also mention that it's truly impressive just how many ways Alan comes up with to spell St. Andrew's Hospital in this chapter, because it's mentioned a lot and it's spelled differently every single time.
Was there any part of the book that's easy to read?
Book 2 is the easiest part to read because it's a mostly linear journey of Michael's adventures in the afterlife in this place called Mansoul, or the Second Burrow. And my favorite part within this book is when they talk about the ghost seam, which is this kind of in-between place between Mansoul and the physical realm, where it's these spirits live, these ghosts like Freddie Allen. It's a self-imposed purgatory where people who are burdened with guilt stay, and they could go up to like heaven or Mansoul like at any time. Like nobody's keeping them there, but it's just like they have these personal problems that they're working out. And it's a place that's totally colorless. It's got muffled sound. There's less gravity. There's these after images when you move. And most of all, you can burrow backwards and forwards in time in this place. So you can go on these like weird little time adventures. And also you can come in contact with these things called elementals.
What's an elemental, Mom?
Well, in the world of magic, there are 4 types of elementals. You have the sylphs of the air, also known as fairies. You have the gnomes of the earth, the salamanders of the fire, and the undines of the water, aka mermaids. And in this book, you have a run-in with the salamanders and the undines. There's a specific undine named the Neen Hag, who's this river spirit who looks like this nightmarish monster mermaid lady who's like really sad and lonely. Like her story is so heartbreaking. And it's interesting to note that these ideas about Mansoul and the ghost seam, they're very much in line with Hermetic ideas about the astral plane, which is also Yesod on the Tree of Life. I've got a few prints available if you're interested.
Can you tell us what your favorite chapter is?
If I had to pick one, I would choose A Cold and Frosty Morning, which is the chapter before Around the Bend, which is all about Alma Warren. We're following her around town right before her big art show. And this character is Alan Moore's fictional female avatar. That's right, Alan wrote himself into the book, except instead of being a male writer, he's a female visual artist. And the reason why I really love this chapter is because we get this peek into Alan Moore's mind and into his daily life. And it's laugh out loud funny. He's so self-aware and like so utterly ridiculous. It's my favorite part. And also, fun fact, Alan Moore does have a little brother named Michael who did choke on a cough drop as a small child and was miraculously revived and totally should be dead.
I think we're lost, all right?
Shut up! You just taken a left where I told you to take a left.
Hey, don't blame this on me, lady. All right, this is your fucking party. I'm just here.
Just shut up and keep digging.
I'm not, my arms hurt. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think I see something.
Wait, what is that? Who's there?
Who is that? Ah! It is I, the Elder Troll, but you can call me King Gob. Tell me why you have come here, little ones. More like King Knob.
Shut up. King Gob, or whoever, whatever you want to call yourself, we implore you. This crappy YouTuber we like to talk shit to has somehow gained power over us and is able to bend us to her will. How do we break this terrible curse and free ourselves from this witch's control?
The answer lies in you, child. You've forgotten yourself and what you really are.
The answer lies in your ass! That's too vague! And I didn't travel all the way here for some cryptic fucking bullshit!
Yeah, man, cut the crap and just give us a hokey spell so we can fucking leave, man.
Yeah.
Alright, how's this then? You two wankers are gnomes. Gnome I'm not. Your home was destroyed and you've been abused and turned into these dark little muppets who live in a little shithole and say shitty little things online because you got nothing else to do, but deep down, you're still elementals of the earth. And elementals can be controlled by magicians.
Well, even if this is true, which it's not, how do we, not
be controlled by magicians.
The only way a magician can gain control over an elemental is through their respect.
Respect? We hate comic book girl.
She's a fake movie reviewer. She's a total gross slut.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
Aye. And it's not control, really. It's more like cooperation. And a spell can only be broken if a magician betrays you by using you for self-gain. But since you're a couple of balmy little blighters, you can't consciously allow yourselves to be helpful to her. So you made up this big old story like you're being puppeted against your will, but the truth is, the two of you little knobheads secretly love her.
Hey, fuck you, man.
So let's skip to the end. Does Elman's art show save the burrows from the destructor? What happens?
Yes. No, well, kind of. That's not really important, okay? That's not what the book is about.
Oh, jeez. So what the fuck is it about then?
Jerusalem is about the fact that linear time is an illusion and that there's no such thing as free will.
That's a very bold statement. Please explain.
Okay, let's begin by discussing the nature of time, which is a very mysterious dimension. We perceive time as a one-way motion from the past through the present and into the future. And we think this because we only have memories of the past, but the future itself is uncertain. And also, we can't travel backwards in time, but can only move forward.
That is correct, yes.
So our awareness is locked into this now moment, and the present is simultaneously becoming the past and transforming into the future. So it seems like the things that are happening to us and the choices we make create the narrative of our past and determine the course of our future. Beans, you really are not interested in this? This is really interesting.
I'm just a cat. I don't care about time. I don't give a shit.
So there's a theory called Presentism, which argues that our perception of linear time is an illusion, that we live in this thing called an eternal now moment, and it's less like a line, and time is more of a flower just blossoming out of itself. And the petals of the past are falling away, they don't exist. The petals of the future haven't been created, they don't exist.
Yeah, okay, flower. Got it. Yeah.
And this idea is beautifully expressed in Watts Wave 3 Time by Akira the Dawn.
Yeah, you've played in the house a lot, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about this idea for like years. It's just been like bobbling around in there.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
So Moore comes along and challenges me even further with the idea of eternalism, or block universe theory, which states, yes, linear time is an illusion, but the past and the future do exist. In fact, all of time exists simultaneously in this unchanging tesseract of space-time. So if eternalism is correct and block universe theory is the standard view in physics today, then that means that the past, present, and future are all happening concurrently and eternally, which means that everything has already happened, every moment is forever, and that we are immortal, Beans.
You're losing me. You need to calm down. You need to take a breath.
It's all pre-recorded, Beans. The script's been written, the movie's in the can, and we become so engrossed in this film that we forget our true selves. There is no such thing as free will. All of our choices have been predetermined, and it is only our erroneous perception of linear time that provides this sustainable illusion that prevents us from going insane.
Well, then that means that you shouldn't get mad at me when I do whatever I want because I'm supposed to do whatever I want, right?
Well, then that means you shouldn't get mad at me if I get mad at you for doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing because you're being a bad girl, Beans, because it's predetermined that I should get mad at you. But you do bring up an interesting point about the nature of sin.
What's sin? I don't know what that is. I'm a cat. I don't have that.
Well, lucky for you, but for the rest of us, sin is a real bummer. And if everything is predetermined, then that means that there's no reason to feel bad if you do something shitty, if you transgress some moral or religious law, because that's just what you're supposed to be doing. But conversely, you shouldn't feel pride at any virtuous thing that you've ever done. Eternalism negates the idea of good and bad. And I know that for a lot of us in the Western world, this is a very hard concept to grasp. You know, we love that crime and punishment shit. And this is more of a Taoist idea. This comes from the Eastern tradition. So let me just lay this Taoist anecdote on you, see how this fits. So there's this poor farmer. His horse runs away. And all of his neighbors are like, oh my God, that sucks, dude. And he's like, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's not a bad thing. And then the horse comes back later with another horse that's even better. And his neighbors are like, whoa, congratulations, that's fucking great. And he's like, hey, this could be a disaster. I don't know. The two horses breed, the family becomes rich in horses. The farmer's son is always riding these horses around, but then one day he falls off the horse, breaks his hip. So his neighbors are like, ah, man, sucks, like, that's terrible. And the farmer's like, maybe this is great, I don't know. And then later, a neighboring country invades, and then all the young men are conscripted into the army, and 9/10 of them die in the war. But the son didn't have to go because his hip was broken. So here's the thing. How do you know how events will unfold? How do we know what's good and what's bad? We don't, Beans. Do you know?
I can't tell, but I don't worry about it.
Me neither. None of us can. It's because our perception is too narrow.
And all of this is in Jerusalem, huh?
Yes. And not only that, the book itself is structured in such a way as to illustrate the idea of eternalism. It is non-linear, it is plane jumping, dimension jumping, time jumping. It's interconnected in this really astounding way. In fact, there's these two characters who meet in the afterlife and they become friends. And then later on in the book, they meet in real life and they're totally vibing. They're having this great time together and they don't understand why. And it's like they've never met each other before. But it's because they have met each other before, because the past, present, and future is all happening at once, simultaneously.
So, do you believe in eternalism now or what?
I don't know. It's a possibility. It's a real possibility. I'm gonna take it under advisement. But here's the thing. Nobody knows, and that's totally okay.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, at the same time, I have had experiences outside of linear time, which does make me think that our perception of time is an illusion.
Really, Mom? I don't think you've had experiences outside of time.
I have had experiences, like the time when I smoked DMT, and my perception of time and space was totally shattered. I lost total awareness of my body, my identity, my name. I was merely this consciousness witnessing this furnace of creation, seeing these four-dimensional shapes turning inside out and upside down, and it's really hard to explain. There was a lot of flashing patterns going on. In short, I experienced eternity in the space of 5 minutes.
That sounds kind of scary, I don't know.
The unknown can be scary, Beans. But as Dune taught me, the mystery of life is not a problem to solve, but a reality to experience.
Speaking of Dune, are we doing a Dune Club this year?
Oh, fuck yeah. We're definitely doing Dune Club. We're going back to Arrakis with God Emperor Dune Club. That's right, coming in August, we're going to be reading the 4th book in Frank Herbert's Dune cycle. So get ready. It's where it gets really weird. A lot of people drop off because it's too fucking weird, but it's one of my favorites. So get on that sandworm. Let's go back to Arrakis. Some links below. Check it out.
The God Emperor Dune box is now available at danikavix.bigcartel.com. What's in the box? A copy of the book, signed bookmark, enamel pen, keychain, and class schedule. The first 200 orders get a free Spice Melange necklace. God Emperor Dune box ships early August.
And guess what else, Beans?
What else, Mom?
I'm selling the Danacoin.
The Danacoin? This better not be some cryptocurrency scheme. I'm so tired of that.
Absolutely not. It is a simple machine, an engine of fate. So what you do, you take the Danacoin, you say, oh, I don't know what to do right now. I'm so stuck. Should I do this thing or should I do that thing? And then you flip it, and then you slap it, and then you just do what the coin says.
You really let a coin make decisions for you?
Yes, decisions both large and small. And here's the thing, if block universe theory is correct, then whatever the coin says, that's what you should do.
That sounds stupid.
It takes all the guesswork out of living.
Well, what if you drop the coin? What do you do then?
Personally, I like to reflip it, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. In fact, it doesn't even matter if you do what the coin says or not, because if everything's pre-decided, then you can just do whatever, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Have you ever gone against what the coin said?
I have, and I've lived to regret it.
Every time?
Yeah, honestly. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah.
This sounds sus. Does this really work, or are you full of shit? You just trying to sell people a stupid coin.
I don't know how it works, it just works.
Do you ever regret following the coin's decision?
I can't remember a time that I have ever regretted following the coin's advice. No.
Isn't it bad to give your power away?
I have heard people say that it's not great to give your decision making to inanimate objects and you're giving your power away. And I see that. But at the same time, I have decision fatigue and anxiety, and this absolves me of anxiety, where I flip the coin, I'm done, I let go, I let coin, and it works out.
Well, whatever floats your boat, Mom.
Yeah, if it fits, it ships.
Now shipping the Danacoin. Only 50 Danacoins available. The Danacoin comes in a cute 4x6 card. Order now.
All right, kids, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and ring that bell.
This ad-free channel is supported by viewers like you. Become a member on patreon.com/DanikaXIX for updates, behind-the-scenes photos, discounts on merch, and participate in polls to vote on what movies and anime we watch together on Twitch. We're streaming live watch-alongs every week on twitch.tv/DanikaXIX until we get banned and have to move to Discord.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Yeah, maybe you like being some magician's bitch boy, but I'm not into being some puppet controlled by some e-witch.
We're all puppets. I'm just a puppet who can see the hand up its arse.
Dude, no homo. We troll Comic Book Girl because it's fun, bro. We're not some faggy gnomes trying to help her make stupid videos for retards online.
Disgusting. We would never.
I think that you trolls have allowed yourselves to be so down the river. You have accepted the prevailing belief that trolling is merely a form of being an asshole for fun. Trolling is not seen as a transformative force that can change a human being, that can change a society. It's seen as simple fuckery, arguments with which to fill half an hour while you're waiting to die. Trolls use insults to tell the truth. Yes, I created an abusive remark, but because you got triggered, you found something true about yourself.
I'm not triggered. It's not true. I hate comic book.
Oh, yeah, she's not triggered. I'm not triggered. Nobody's triggered here. We're not snowflakes.
Trolling makes us feel less alone. It makes us think somebody else has thought this. Somebody else has had these feelings.
We don't troll to make people feel better. We troll to bum them out, dude. Duh.
Yeah, duh. Anyways, this guy obviously doesn't know shit. So let's get out of here. I'm sorry I made you come here.
Yeah, well, it was a real waste of time, but don't worry about it, babe. It'll all work out in the end.
In the end, nothing ends, troll. Nothing ever ends.
Yeah, okay, boomer.
Yeah, sorry we came. Bye.
See you never. Fuck you, King Knob.